Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are coming from. Good morning. I'm Dr. Cheryl Clarke, and you have reached the power call. The Girl You Cute Power Call, where you come every Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I give you this power talk. The power talk where you're able to now hear and be the best version of you. In today's call, I'm super excited about what we're going to be doing today. I'm excited about, understanding that your voice matters. I believe that your voice is the thing that's going to carry you to the next level. I believe that sometimes when we are triggered or things of that nature happens to us, our voice is the first thing that takes away. And I train people and I help people to realize and be aware of their voice when that does happen, so that way you can be in control of it. You could say, this tool that I have for my voice, I'm going to use it, and I'm not going to shrink myself because I'm triggered in the moment. You're going to learn your body. You're going to be able to learn who you are in the spaces of that. So come along with me with this journey. In the very beginning, I give a little power talk, and then I open up the mic towards the end, so you could be able to move in your power. All right, so we start with the Girl You Cute. If you have your book, go ahead and open it. In the first couple of pages, it's the declaration, the Speak Your Power Now declaration. So take a nice, slow, salty breath into the nostrils and exhale that out. Today, I reclaim my power of purpose. Today, I declare that I have unshakable faith and confidence in my uniqueness. Today, I declare that I will not live in fear, but with power, love, and a sound mind. Today, I declare that I always communicate with words to empower myself and others. Today, I declare to always honor myself by living in the present and living powerfully in each moment. Amen and Ashe. All right, so let's get right into it. Today's topic, I'm excited about this topic because it may be a term that you've never heard, but it may be a term that we say it, or maybe call it very loosely, but it's code switching. And I wanted to talk about the hidden taxes of what code switching really costs you and what it is. So the theme of today I want to just talk about a little bit is that our voice recovery isn't just about eliminating the code switching situation, but it's about making you aware of your choices, and that you don't have to um, have code switching as a requirement for your survival. Okay. So that's what I want to deal with today. So that way, when we get to understand what that looks like and what we're doing, we can understand who we are in that space and say, okay, what is the taxes of me doing this? So I went to a book signing not too long ago, and I picked up this book, and I said, this is a really good book for me to tell you about, and then also to be about. So Denali Peterson, she wrote this book, and it's Negotiating While Black. All right. And if you could pick it up, I'm sure you could get it anywhere. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this in the beginning. And I always give you resources for our brown and black community, because it's important for you to be able to see this and be able to move in this. Okay. So I hope I held it up enough. Really good read. And I went to go see her in a book signing, very powerful black woman, lawyer, and she was able to really dissect it. And I was really, really um, excited about it. So let me just say, when I recently heard her, right, and while she was talking about negotiating while black and her experience and things of that nature, she described walking into meetings, and her having to adjust her tone, her posture, even her smile at times, right? Because she knew when she showed up that when her effect and her review or whatever she was thinking, she had to negotiate her identity, right? Why negotiate in business? How many, I want us to really look at this now. How many of us walk into a room and we have to now negotiate, is my hair too big? Is my smile? And we're practicing ourselves with how we're going to code switch in a room full of people that may not look like us, right? And she found herself, and I was saying, and she found herself saying, okay, I need to really teach women and teach people how to negotiate while Black. And it reminds me of a client I had, and this is what really sparked this discussion. She used to talk about herself sitting in her car for about 10 minutes before walking in. She wasn't praying. She was preparing herself. Like she calls it her work armor. And it was funny. We would talk about this in sessions. She said, I will call, I would change my voice. I will calm my facial. So she would be in the mirror. She would be um, adjusting herself, I should say. She would be adjusting how she looks. She'll be adjusting how she walks. Oh, and by Friday, she was emotionally exhausted, depleted. That's the psychological pieces of that. The psychological pieces of when you're exhausted with the psychological pieces of code switching. And this is what Denali talks about. And when she look at that, I want you to begin to see how you may be emotionally depleted. Because as a Black woman, as a brown woman, you walk into the room and you constantly are managing your identity to make others feel comfortable. And I want to let you know, I found out something. People who fit in can't change things. That's the ones that stand out that changes things. See, what I'm doing right now, when I come every Tuesday and I talk about this topic, I'm standing out because I believe that we should be able to be speaking our power now. But that may look a little different for each one of us. But we have some of the similar same stories. That's why I wrote the book, Girl, You Cute. Because people and women are relating to this. Young girls are relating to this in ways that I really didn't know that it was going to happen. So the question is, how do you stand out in a system that rewards your silence? How do you stand out in that system that rewards your silence? I want you to sit with that for a moment. So let me give you what code switching is, the definition. So you may have not have heard this word before, but I want you to hear it now. So code switching is a term that we adjust how we talk, we adjust how we behave, we adjust how we appear. So our appearance even just to fit into dominant norms. That's in a nutshell. So when you step into leadership, or even if you step into a room and you're not in a leadership position, the ongoing effects of you having to control of how others perceive you, that could be exhausting. So what I don't want you to become is a victim of your circumstance anymore. And the workplace does remind us that the workplace can be unfair. Let's just talk about it. It can be unfair. But that's also built into the history of that politics, perception of Black people, brown and Black people, and especially brown and Black women. If you are ever considered too much, too strong, too this, too that. And people in power, right, decide whether our voices are going to be professional or pleasant or leadership material. So many women of color learn very early how to adapt for acceptance. I want you to ask yourself, have you adapted for acceptance? Have you really didn't get deep down inside and understood who your authentic self really is. Because when you code switch, I'm not saying to do away with it, I'm just saying you become fatigued. I would say identity fatigue. And it becomes a mental strain of you editing yourself 8 hours a day when you're at work or you're in a space where you may feel uncomfortable. And that brings high anxiety. That can bring on depression. That can bring on chronic burnout, which increases your hormones like cortisol. Sleep deprivation, which can bring on fatigue. And then you lose trust in your own self. And then you have this loss of identity. So, what is the brain saying to you? The brain is saying to you, and if you don't know, I'm a psychotherapist, so I'm going to talk about the brain just a little bit. The internal things that are happening with you, understanding who you are and who are you pretending to be. And just sit with that for a moment. Who you are. Do I know who I am? Or am I pretending to be someone that I'm not? Because I'm trying to fit in. So over time, that tension creates emotional exhaustion. Even sometimes physical symptoms starts to happen. You ever notice when you go into these places, sometimes your head may hurt, tightness in your chin, your chest, digestive issues starts to happen. See, here's the thing. Many of us don't even notice it anymore because we've been doing it for so long. So I want you to look at the cost of compliance. I want you to look at that. I want you to begin to look at your lifespan, wherever you are. If you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s. You know, I'm 50 now, and I didn't really understand when they talked about when you turn 50, what happens. Something does happen. You're just like, no, I'm not compromising that. And I don't have to say it in a rude way, but I'm just not going to compromise that. The price of fitting in, I just won't. And it causes a slow erosion of self. So every day, I want you to look at how you're silencing behaviors. This is where I'm going to give a little coaching here. I'm not changing out your psychotherapist, your mental health professional. I'm just giving you a little education surrounding or insight surrounding some of the behaviors that may not work for you anymore. And code switching is one of those cultural silencing things that may have just went unnoticed. So I want you to name them. They talked about in the last some other videos chronic apologizing. Sorry to bother you. Sorry for asking. That's emotional conditioning. So, in order for you to be able to do that, understanding self interruption, cutting off your thought in mid thought. Never mind, I'm rambling. Forget it. Oh, forget it. Internal dismissal, dismissing your own self. What about minimization? Downplaying your own success. I used to do this so much. Oh, Cheryl, that was a great job. Oh, that wasn't big. I'm just lucky. Oh, yes. Just the modest is rude. No, stand in your success. Thank you so much. I appreciate that for you acknowledging me. I'm no longer minimizing myself anymore. Thank you for the compliment. I take it. How many Bibles people say, "Oh, girl, you look good today." Oh, this so thing. Oh, girl, you lost 10 pounds. Yes, I did. Thank you so much for noticing. You worked hard in that gym. So why are you going to do that? I mean, come on, talk back to me in the chat. Ain't that right? Ain't that what we do? Minimize. And the performing, so you can be agreeable or over polite. You never want to disagree. All those things, right? That we learn as strategies. Those strategies that we learn to avoid certain things. So I want you to look at that, and I want you to know, not speaking up because you know already what's going to happen, anticipating the rejection, that anticipating what's going to happen. So you don't want to feel that anymore. So your body protects you. So we live in a hypervigilance type of way. That's when your nervous system and the way you scan danger, and then you either shut down. So I want you today, I have something called the voice recovery. And it just comes from your choosing you. This is a system that I created, and it's you being able to get your voice back, right? In the space when it feels like it's taken from you. The first thing, I just want you to remember the word V.O.I.C.E. That's all it is. The V is for validate. The silence is not your weakness. You're going to validate that you have wisdom. You're going to validate yourself. The O is going to be, you're going to notice when your voice gets small. You're going to observe yourself. You're going to notice. You're going to notice that. The I is for identify. Identify the beliefs that keeps performing instead of you showing up. What keeps happening? The C is to when you make a choice. You're going to choose you. You're going to choose you. You're going to stand fully in your power. That's called agency. You're going to have agency around you. And the E is like, I'm going to express myself. Speak from peace, not from pressure. But you have to learn how to do that as well. Because you are the one that can shape your story. You are the one that can stand in your own power. And this is a space where you can begin to count up the good costs. And when you notice that your head starts hurting, getting a headache, self-doubt starts to come up, I want you to slow down. And I want you to write down what just happened. I want you to validate yourself. You're good. Because something's happening. But I want you to know that in this moment, you can have freedom over just fitting in. The code switching, you can stop that for being a survival strategy. But your voice recovery will have liberation, and you can be able to speak your power now. So I hope you are empowered, my sisters, to go forth. I hope you heard something today. So I'm going to pause here. Does anybody have anything they would like to say, anything coaching that they would like? This is your time to open your mic. I hope that you enjoy today, something out of today. Okay, Danielle, observe. The O, Danielle asked in the chat, what is the O stands for? Is observe. You're going to observe in the moment. You're going to notice when your voice gets small, when you lose power. Got that? Any questions, comments? I'm reading the chat because I know a lot of you are running around for the morning. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes.
Dr. Cheryl, may I say something?
Sure.
So I just want to say thank you so much for today. It's my first time on. You and I went to high school together.
Is that Latanya?
It sure is.
Latanya.
So I just want to say thank you so much. And frequently I do listen to you on TikTok and the social media. So I just want to say thank you for today. Um, I will be on another Tuesday, and I'm just so proud of you. I'm so proud that you are speaking your voice. I remember in high school, you didn't always speak your voice. So I do appreciate what God has done for you. So I just want to say that and thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't want to make it a moment, but I do know and I do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Uh, yeah, Latanya, thank you for that. But these tears are real because when you have somebody that knows your story, possibly, yeah, I haven't spoken to her in years. So when you are in a space, in a place, you have to realize and understand that you can find your voice. And you don't have to conform. I'm not better than anybody. But I decided that I was going to take a stand. So thank you, Latanya, for that. She got me being a mess this morning.
Mhm.
Okay, Ming.
Good morning. It's okay to be a mess. I love it. I love it. I love what that blast from the past because it reminds us, wow, how far God has taken us, how far we've grown.
Yeah,
I want to say to you this morning, thank you. Thank you for these Tuesday mornings. I really today it just confirmed that we are so fearfully and wonderfully made, that we're all, you were saying as you were talking, I was thinking how we're all just one of one, and that we all individually have something to give with our voice. And just be that. You don't have to try to be somebody else. It really has this morning, I don't know, this morning I feel inspired and empowered to continue um to do what God has called me to do. Sometimes I have a habit of just falling back, not for different reasons, but today was very inspiring. Thank you for thank you for this. Thank you for you stepping out, just doing it, because it's helping. It's helping, obviously, a lot of people. So God bless you. I love you.
I love you more. Thank you for showing up this morning. You didn't have to. So, yes, yes, yes. For those who are coming on, we just had a moment. So, if you see my eyes are watery, we just had a moment. I just had a moment. There you go. There you go. Anybody else that would like to say anything, you can open up your mic now. All right. You know, um, this is your time, ladies. Whatever it is. Thank you, Robin. I see you. Thank you, Latanya. This is your time, and I'm feeling it. I know it. And for you guys showing up to go tell somebody about what's happening. It's funny how it's a full circle, and I think that this is an opportunity for you to move and speak with your power. I've been doing this for a minute now, but it seems like this is the season where it's catching on because I had to refine my own voice to begin to speak your power now. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on today. Like I said, I will be back. Go watch the whole video and the rest of the videos on my YouTube channel. Go share it with someone. Go tell someone to get the book and go tell someone to be in the space of understanding that this is your power and you begin to speak your power now, right here, right now. Peace and blessing and have a blessed and powerful day. Until next time.
You are enough. Your voice is divine. Now speak.